Hi, I'm Bob Baulch with the That's Jesus channel. Today we're going to talk about some memories of my past. I am reminded of these because the church where I worship, the guys I worship with, the families that I worship with, Redemption Church here in Beaumont, we're doing a class. It's called a freedom class, basically, and it's helping people to recognize things that are holding them back, recognize things that are delaying them or hindering their walk with the Lord, and giving them freedom so that they can walk more powerfully in what the Lord has planned for them. And so one of the things that we talk about in there, we are in small groups, and my small group, we've been sending messages back and forth, and some of those messages have reminded me that when I played football in intermediate school and in high school, I kept my helmet on while I was on the sidelines. Now, why? Because my coaches said they would only use players who were ready at any moment. But when that game was over, that helmet and those shoulder pads were gone. Why would I wear them if I no longer needed them, right? So, and it reminded me that when I was in the Army, I wore a Kevlar helmet. And on the occasions that I was in the field or the firing range or things of that nature, you better believe that I wore that helmet. But when I was on post doing my regular duties in Augsburg, Germany, or Fort Huachuca or Fort Polk, I would be foolish to have that level of protective equipment on my head. Why wear it if I no longer need it, right? When I go to work today, and when I'm in one of the many facilities that have pipes or tanks or valves or meters or all types of things like that, I absolutely have on my hard hat. In fact, I just replaced my old hard hat with a new one about a month or so ago, and the old one was full of scratches. I mean, deep gouges, proof that it protected me. But when I'm in my truck or when I'm in my office, I don't wear my hard hat. I don't have that equipment on my head. Why wear it if I don't need it, right? But you and I would be doing a very huge disservice if we didn't warn other Christians that our lives are not football games that only last a few hours. Our lives are not made of instances where our battle dress uniforms are sometimes appropriate and sometimes not. Our lives are not made of designated work sites, complete with signs reminding us when a hard hat and steel-toe boots are required. Our lives aren't like that. And you do well if you reminded people that if you follow Jesus, you have another helmet. In fact, our helmets came with a complete issue of military equipment. If you follow Jesus, you have the same gear that I do. If you follow Jesus, you have to remember this. Never, ever take off your equipment. We must never sleep. We must never let our guard down. We must never trust that the enemy has forgotten us. Paul told the Thessalonians that since we belong to the day, we need to put on faith and love as a breastplate and the hope of salvation as a helmet. Our fight is never over. There is never a ceasefire with Satan. There's never a surrender. There's never a retreat. There is never a peace talk. There's never an armistice. There is never a lull in the battle. Stay armed, my friends. Stay ready. Stay protected. Stay with your King. Stay a soldier of Christ. I'd like to end with this quote. Finally, be strong in the Lord and in his mighty power. Put on the full armor of God so that you can take your stand against the devil's schemes. For our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the powers of this dark world, and against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realms. Therefore, put on the full armor of God, so that when the day of evil comes, you may be able to stand your ground, and after you have done everything, to stand. Stand firm then, with the belt of truth buckled around your waist, with the breastplate of righteousness in place, and with your feet fitted with the readiness that comes from the gospel of peace. In addition to all this, take up the shield of faith, with which you can extinguish all the flaming arrows of the evil one. Take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the Word of God, and pray in the Spirit on all occasions and with all kinds of prayers and requests. With this in mind, be alert and always keep on praying for all the Lord's people. Thanks for watching this video. My name is Bob Baulch with the That's Jesus channel, and if you enjoyed this, if you like this kind of content, go on ahead and hit that like button, the subscribe button, and the notification bell. Go on and ring that, and you'll be notified next time a video comes out. Thank you so much. God bless you. Have a great day.